Doyle. Welcome to Classroom Connections. Today's guest had an unusual meeting with myself, and it's so interesting how it happened. I was in a local quilting shop, and she was there. We started talking, and she showed me a picture of this person, well, it's a person to me, behind me that I absolutely fell in love with. So to hear about the creator behind all of these wonderful things that are on the set, I'd like to welcome Jacquie Devlin from Priceless Treasures. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Jan.
I was so excited to have you here because you are so talented and creative. But let's talk about my favorite piece in life. Tell me about catfish.
Well, my fishing cat, I found a stick, and I thought, wow, it's going to make a really nice fishing pole.
Are you talking about this right here?
Yeah, right here. So then my girlfriend had given me some stuff from her mother, and it had old thread spools, and I made the reel, and then...
That is a thread spool!
Yes.
I don't think I ever realized that.
Yep.
Wow.
A very old thread spool.
Yes, 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 yes.
So then I just did that. To make the eyes, I just bend some metal, some of the paper clips, and thus I made the fishing pole. And then I needed something to go with it. And what better than a fishing cat?
Well, I can't think of anything else.
No. And so there he is.
So when you made the fishing cat, how did you come up with a pattern for this?
I was looking at my daughter's stuffed animals, and I liked the arms. And I actually had looked at faces, and he kind of is, you know, a little sly because he's been catching fish all day.
And you painted the face on?
Painted the face. That's fabric paint, and it's a fabric marker for the eyelashes.
Oh, well, I have to tell you, I'm not sure if the audience can see this, but even the fabric that he's wearing on his shirt is interesting. It talks about he's a fishing fanatic. So I saw this, and then I saw the wooden fish that you have in his basket, and I thought, how cool is that? Now, what is this? Are these real or fake?
Those are real. Those are real cattails.
Would you go down to the area swamp and get them?
I asked somebody for them.
Wow. Unbelievable. How did you get them to stand up?
I have a T-bar in the back that I made from 2 dowels.
Now, this was the interesting thing that I learned from you when I started talking to you. You just made it, and you just cut this up, and you just did this, and you just did that, and you repurposed, and you did that. And that's so amazing to me. Your work is absolutely incredible. Now, I want to move on to what we have in front of me. And what is this called?
It's a cornucopia.
Now, this is called a cornucopia, and tell me how you made this part. To me, this also looks like a little hat, I might just add. But how did you make this part?
The hat, that's the hat from the Wizard of Oz, the little munchkins. That's the same style with the top. That's what you're thinking of. This cord is upholstery cord. It's for doing pipings. So what you do is that is coffee, tea, and vanilla extract that I stained it. And it's actually white thread. And then this is out of muslin, which I also stained the same way. And I just stained it until I got a good color. Let it dry out in the sun. And then this is all hand stitched together.
This is amazing. And was that hard to hand stitch? Because that's hard. Rope is not that easy.
No, I have a sail needle. So it's a curved needle. So it looks like almost like that shape. So this way you'll be able to go underneath and pick up into your rope.
Oh, I see. Now, you have a lot of little doodads that go with it, but I have to tell you, 2 of my favorite are the string beans, and I'm going to let you hold this one up, the peas in the pod. How did they come about, the peas in the pod?
Well, I like the little peas. And it was just my favorite. It's more work than any of the other ones.
I believe that.
Because each of these little pieces, a circle that you have to stuff and then hold, gather it, and then sew it in.
I love the corn. Now are these, and then obviously the tomato, and then my director and I had a little, when you were out in the car getting some stuff, I thought this was one vegetable and he thought it was another, and it turned out he was right. So, yes, and he just came back to tell me that. So what kind of vegetable is that?
That's a beet.
Now why is it not what I thought it was?
Because a turnip is not as pointy as on the end as a beet is.
Let this be a lesson to you. If you have a pointy end, you're a beet. If you don't have a pointy end, you're a turnip.
Correct.
Who knew this? Look what you can learn at Classroom Connections. Now, I love your pumpkin, and I love all these other things, but if I spend too much time on this, we're not going to be able to get to all the incredible items that you have on the show. Over here, I mean, words fail me. Look at this person. How did you come up, and you matched the aprons.
I find the fabric, and then I have to find something to make with the fabric. I work backwards.
Because I don't know if the camera can pick this up, but this is 3 blind mice, and it's all through here. And over here, she has a wedge of cheese, and she has a mouse over here. She's made a bow tie, and an apron. This is absolutely fabulous. So you put this all together. Is this all? Can I look up under the dress?
Yes, it's all felt. It's all weighted down, so it's got a brick in it.
Oh, that is
with
weighted.
A dowel.
Well, no wonder it was heavy.
Well, it's a door greeter, so this way, if you wanted to put it outside or like in a vestibule, if you you can just Scotch guard it to make it water resistant, and it won't mold. Nothing will happen to it. You can put it out.
What a good idea!
It's a little door greeter because you don't want to have an empty doorway.
No. What if you don't have anybody to greet?
Well,
then you have issues.
Well, see, that's why she brought her own mouse.
Very, very cute. Now over here I have, and this is one thing that, I think I'm going to talk about these for a minute. What are these? I'm going to give you
top
one.
hats.
Top hats. How did these come about?
My daughter wanted something just to wear for Halloween.
Around the house? Oh.
No, she was wearing it at school.
In high school?
In high school. Mm-hmm. So.
Oh, I look cute.
Yeah. Backwards.
It's backwards.
It's backwards.
Fine. I knew that. Okay, now let's try that.
There you go.
Yes, I think this really works. It's a good look on me.
I think it is.
Put yours on. That's a good look on you.
There we go.
There we are. Boy, we're two babes. I'm just saying. So what happened with your? Actually, it fits very well. Or a little bit big. What actually? Why did you actually make this for your daughter?
My daughter. She wanted a hat when Alice in Wonderland first came out, that Tim Burton did, and she wanted a Mad Hatter hat. And I was like, okay, what do you want? And she said, oh, she wanted the rabbit, and thus the rabbit ears.
Wow. Well, when you talk about Mad Hatter, what I noticed is, now, first of all, this looked like, we were talking before the show, and I didn't see it. You were very gracious to invite me over to your house. You just met me. I'm basically a total stranger, and you invited me to your house because you said it would be better if I see the things at your house as opposed to meeting you at a local coffee shop. And I don't normally do that. And I thought, well, how crazed could you be? And you're right, I should have gone to I was good that I went to your house. But when I looked at this here at the set, this is just beautiful. It reminded me of a Mad Hatter. What do you sell these as, a pin cushion?
As a pin cushion, you can put your, sometimes when people wear brooches, and some people wear the same brooch every day. And actually, one person that purchased one of those had done it because she wears an angel. And she has several angels, so she pinned them all on there. So this way, she takes one off, puts it on, comes home, and then the next day, she can go and get another one, a different one. She wears an angel every day, just not the same one.
Now, this is a wonderful pattern. Is this one that you used, you developed on your own, or one that you found?
This is one that I found.
This is a beautiful pattern. And we had a conversation about the fabric, and you said, well, you have an apron. And I had forgotten that. And you made they looked very little to me when I was looking at them, but I did try, of course you did fold it over. I did try it on, and it does work. Now, this is adult aprons that you made.
Yes.
It'd be a shame to get this messy, though. That's the only thing. Like spill grease on it and all that.
No, the fabric is holds up pretty well.
It does?
Yeah.
I absolutely love this one. Now, just because I love this one doesn't mean you don't have other ones. Now, you have something that you called, and it's not a word I ever heard before. I heard the word, but not in relationship to aprons. A cobbler apron?
A cobbler apron.
I'm going to hand this to you.
Okay.
Describe a cobbler apron.
Cobbler apron is a full front apron.
Don't get up.
It's a full front apron. And what happens is it has pockets on the very bottom.
Uh-huh.
And then it ties in the back.
Okay.
So this way, even in the back of this, if you see, the back is full.
Yes, yes.
So that way, if you have a tendency to wipe your hands on, the back of your pants or your dress or something, it pretty much covers everything.
You know who would really benefit for something like this, would really use something like this, are teachers. I would see teachers wanting to put rewards in their pocket, or erasers or crayons, or if they're doing art, this would be great for teachers to use for something like that. Now, another item that I really, really enjoyed when I was at your house, and I thought, oh, how creative is this? You made gloves, but these aren't just any old glove. You made glove warmers that go into both of the gloves. Now, how does the glove warmer work?
It's therapy gloves, because especially if you have arthritis, it works out really well. So what you do is those little inserts are vanilla essence, vanilla spice essence in there. You put those in your microwave. You microwave those for 35-second intervals until they're warm enough. You put them in the mittens or in the booties.
I saw that. Now, when you say therapy, so people who have issues with their feet, or just older people, or arthritis, this is very helpful and soothing.
Correct.
Oh, how nice. And I have to tell you, the TV is not smell-o-vision, but oh my God. Oh my God, that smells wonderful. Now, how did you come up with this idea? This is a very creative idea.
Everybody has cold hands or cold feet. I have a daughter that has both. So when you put when you put those inserts in, then it helps. It helps if you're arthritic. It helps if your bones, you have a little bit of joint problems. My daughter likes them because they keep her hands warm.
And you know what? I could also see people using this just going for a walk in the winter, and just being able to enjoy the walk more because their hands aren't cold.
No, and those cuffs will fold down. So if you actually wanted to put your jacket on, and you can tuck the cuffs in. Well,
I was just playing with that, I'm just saying. So I just thought this was wonderful. And then over here, what I noticed is this I have to tell you I love, is you made lily pads. How cute is that? You made a little fish. Here's the little fish right here. You made a frog for the lily pad. Got to kiss a lot of frogs. And this is just so adorable. Now, what made you choose to do this?
Kids get plugged into computers and to little handheld toys. Bring back the soft toys where the kids, if they drop them on the floor, they're not going to disturb anybody.
Or break something for a couple of, yep.
Yeah, so I made a felt rug.
Where is that, by the way? Bring that out. So this I thought was just really amazing. I thought this was an absolutely phenomenal idea. You made a felt rug.
So this is the felt rug. And just move my books here. So we have the lily pads and the flowers. And there's the frog. And then this is the little log that goes in it, and the rocks. So what I do is the kids can play with this. They can move it around where they want. This was my prototype. And you can, what I've been doing is lacing a cord around it so then it gathers up and all the toys stay in place because it's a little like a hobo sack.
Well, this is very creative. This is a good get up and go kit for kids to take to grandma's or take to a friend's house. And what I really like about it, it doesn't hurt, it doesn't make any noise, and it's very, very creative. Excellent, excellent idea.
Thank you.
Now the next thing I'd like to talk to you about is I love this. I love this. I just want to turn it this way so that people see this side of it. And now explain this to me. I love this.
It's counting toys.
Explain that.
Okay.
First of all, we recognize it's a teepee. How did you come up with this?
I actually saw something about the little saying about 10 little Indians. And I liked it. And thus I did this one. I also have a pelican that has fish.
Oh, that's a good idea. I love this, but that's a good idea. So you say it's counting toys. Okay, what do you mean?
Each Indian, if you look, they have on their pants and then they have a number that coincides with their outfit.
Oh, they do. They're all color coordinated. So you have an Indian, and they have, like, this is the number 3 right here. This is the number 7. Oh, that's wonderful.
And there's 4.
And then they can count them. And as a former teacher, they can easily put this in numerical order. But have you thought also, you probably did, have you thought also 7 take away 3 is, and then they can find the number 4.
Yes, it's a lot easier when it's more hands-on.
Yes.
Some children actually benefit more on hands-on than they do.
So, and then you can also do addition. 4 plus 2. This is a test. How much is 4 plus 2?
6.
Good girl. Good girl.
So now, but they have to go and they have to look at the numbers.
Yes.
And then it coordinates what they're looking at, what they're showing you, and how their mind is working.
What a wonderful toy. What a wonderful, wonderful toy. Excellent, excellent idea. I absolutely love that. Excellent idea. A lot of work goes into this, though, too. So it's made out of looks like wool felt.
It's felt.
And then you make the little breeches. Do you ever sleep, Jacqueline? Do you ever sleep, Jackie?
I sometimes do.
Well, I can see. Well, it doesn't. So I love this, but I also want to point out to the people up here. You have wood up here, and the little smokestacks. And this reminds me on the side. Oh, here it is, right here. On the back of it, it reminds me of like ham and cheese that's rolled up. You really paid attention to details. Now, the other thing I'd like to talk about, we don't have all that much time left. I'm just going to mention this. What is it that we have in front of the set right here? With the giraffes and the lion and the lioness?
Oh, that's part of my Noah's Ark, where the animals are 2 by 2. It also has elephants and zebras.
Created a lot. Now, I want you to bring up the circus tent. This is one of the first things I saw when I went into your home. I thought, how creative is this?
No, I'm still working on this, though.
Now that's a good, I'm really glad you brought a work in progress, because now, how do you come up with a work in progress? Like, what is the format for this?
Again, I found the fabric.
You found the fabric.
And I looked at, well, gee, you know, kids always need to tote their toys. So I found this fabric, and I just started to make the circus tent top. I still have to put the flags on the top and the trim. And then what I'm going to do at this point is put 2 pieces of Velcro. So this way the top comes off, and you can put your toys in there.
And look at how cute. Who wouldn't want one of these elephants? And look at how cute this is. This is absolutely adorable. Absolutely adorable. How long does it take you to make an elephant?
From start to finish, maybe an hour and a half.
Well, that's not bad. I was expecting hours and hours. Maybe
No.
I'm just thinking about how I work.
Once you get the pattern done, it's
Now,
not bad.
I want to talk a little minute. We don't have all that much time left, but I want to talk a little bit about your process. You brought in some sketchbooks. We had a conversation about the sketchbooks. How does that work?
I carry it everywhere. It's always in my bag, always a pencil. Because,
Not a pen.
no, I don't work in pen.
That's interesting because you're very adamant about it. Always a pencil. Okay, fine.
Pencil or chalk. And I get an idea, I sketch it out really rough, and then when I get a chance and I go home and I start working on a pattern to make it.
Can you show us a couple of examples?
Well,
Oh, now that's cute.
this is my old woman in a show.
Okay, the old woman in the shoe. There we are. So did you make this yet?
I have the pieces cut out. I started making, so the foot's probably about 18, 20 inches in length. And then it's going to probably be about that high up. And the front part, again, closing with Velcro, so that way the doll can go inside the shoe.
Oh. So now you're making up the pattern for this.
Yes.
And a lot of the work you making up the own patterns.
Yes.
Now that's amazing. That's amazing. How about another one? Oh, look how cute this is. Explain this one. Let me see so I can get the right angle. There we go.
The Little Mermaid, and she's got a sea turtle, and there's a seahorse and a scallop.
It's not so little. It's good. Did we talk about this is going to be a sleeping bag?
No, that's a totally different project. This is just toys, and there's another one of the little rugs.
So this, I think, is absolutely a great idea for people who have ideas and they jot them down, because you don't remember if you go home or you get into something else. You got to jot it down right when you do it.
Yes.
So how long have you been doing all of this?
Oh, long time.
And you told me you have a stash of fabric?
Yes.
I think everybody who sews or quilts has a fabric stash.
He with the most fabric wins at the end of the day.
That's what I thought. That's my motto. Because there's something about the fabric, and you said something very interesting, that the fabric drives what you're going to do. And that's, I thought, very, very interesting.
I sometimes work inside out.
Explain that, please.
Okay. I go, I look, I find a fabric, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, wait a minute, I could do this. I have a piece of fabric that I bought that has igloos and Eskimos and seals on it. Absolutely love the fabric. It's my favorite one.
Now, it's your new favorite.
It's one of, I've had the fabric, it's been sitting home, and it's like, I know that I'm going to get an idea, and when I get the idea, then maybe the fabric won't be available.
Yes. Yes.
So get it while you can. And
how much fabric of a piece, like, do you buy at a time? Like, let's just take this or this. How much fabric do you buy when you go? Because that's a very tricky question.
sometimes, well, I work with what I have. So, like in this case with the mice, I had gotten a good deal on that. So I have the 3-blind mice, I have that piece. I have another piece of it that's blue, and that was what I made the bow ties out of.
Oh, right.
And there is a third piece that goes with it. So what I did is I kind of bought like 2 yards of each at least. On my fishing cat, I did buy out this piece because I really liked it, and there's another piece that goes with it too.
Because I found that if I just go buy fabric and I just buy a yard, I'm never happy when I get home. And when I go to make something, a yard is never enough. I like a minimum of 2 to 3 yards.
On the circus material, I had bought it at the store. All they had was 7/8 of a yard. And I was like, oh, I really, really liked how it was coming out. So I had my mother in Wisconsin go to the store and buy it there. And I have now 7 yards of that fabric.
Wow, wow. We only have a few minutes left, and so with that, I just want to make sure, one of the things that I really, really enjoyed, we actually only really have a short bit of time left, is I love the little hats you make for kids, because it's not just a hat with ears, it's a hat with what?
It's a built-in scarf.
A scarf.
Because they pull it down, they crisscross it in front of their throat. It tucks in.
Let me see if I
They
can get
can't
this
be
on.
caught up.
Why don't you hold it and show it on the camera? All right, so you go ahead, explain
Like
that
this.
again.
They just crisscross it in front of them, and they tuck it in their shirt.
Yes.
Or in their jacket. And this way, there's nothing here that can get caught in the doors of a bus, in a car.
Oh, that's a really good point, because here's one in green. Again, it's easy to crisscross, and the kids aren't going to lose it at school.
No.
I mean, they're famous for losing it. Jackie, thank you so much for coming. You're obviously gifted and creative. If someone wanted to contact you, how would they do that?
I have an email address. It's priceless.treasures@yahoo.com.
priceless.treasures@yahoo.com.
That's correct.
Okay, great. And if they forget that, they can always contact me at jmdteach@comcast.net, or call the studio, classroomconnections365.com, or I'm thinking that's all my contact, or my website. I have a website. I forget these things at the last minute. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Very, very creative. I've been thinking about your things, and I wish you a lot of success and happy sewing.
Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here.
Thank you. We get to talk about this fella.